Yo, my peoples, what's up? Welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Jason here. Today I have a solo playthrough for Freigard. This one is from Reiner Knizia and Impatience, the publisher of the Oniverse. It is a solitaire-only card-based experience with the motif of Norse mythology, but for the most part, you are getting a very simple set collection game. I'm going to have a hand of cards. I'm going to be drawing and discarding and making sets, triggering some one-use card manipulation powers along the way, and ultimately trying to defeat these three bosses. So let's dive into this light and breezy card game after these channel announcements. We are the One Stop Co-op Shop, a multi-platform gaming empire, and your one stop for solo and cooperative gaming goodness. Turns in Freigard are extremely simple. You're going to start with a hand of 3 cards, and you are going to try to craft a matching set. So over the course of the game, you're going to have decisions to make on your turn. You are either going to discard a card and draw another one, trying to make some kind of match, and I'll go over the matches in a little bit, or you're going to score the match and redraw your hand. You're going to be doing that over the course of a 50-card deck. Once you run out of cards, then you check to see if you meet any of the scoring conditions for the bosses that are out, indicated by this number on the lower right. I am playing on what the game calls the Dawn mode, which is the easiest mode. There are other cards that are available with higher numbers to attain. Scoring the different hands depends on how you construct your sets. So there are 3 families of cards. You have the dragons, ents, and golems. And each of these suits have individual characteristics that you're going to look to try to pair with one another. So, for example, you have these dragons. You have crimson dragons and blue dragons. You have 2 types. Also, you have single-headed dragons and double-headed dragons. So this would be the most basic set of dragons that I could make. It kind of takes from everywhere, so that would be worth 1 point if I scored it. However, if I were able to find dragons of either 1 head or 2 heads, so then 1 head would be 2 points, and this would be a great hand. That would be 3 points. In addition, if I'm able to put together cards of the same color, then that would be a multiplier effect. So in this particular case, that would be 1 point for 3 dragons, but then times 2 for having the same color of dragon. And so obviously, if I want to take advantage of the multiplier, I'm going to want to go for having them with the single head. That way, this would be worth 2 points. Times 2 is 4, which is much, much better. However, you don't know what's going to come up. This game is very much a chance of push your luck. So if I'm sitting on 2 cards, I have a decent hand, I might want to just take the burden hand or go for the higher score. That is the essence of Freigard. Let's finish talking about the scoring. A lot of the end cards are either going to have 1, 2, or 0 cards. So if I manage to get this together, I would score per ent that is featured. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if I had scored this one, it would just be the 1, 2. What I'm going to try to look for is ents of the same type. And if you can see on the 0, you see that one type, the conifer type, is featured there. So this would be 1, 2, 3 times 2, which is 6, a good hand. And finally, we have the golems. The golems come in 3 types. We have the fatty over here, shoulder pads, and spike. If I got any 3 golems, that would be 1 point. If I got the run of golems of 3 different types, that would be 2. Or if I got the same type, that would be 3. In addition, you see that there are these lightning spikes around them. That's a chance for additional points. So this hand right here would be a full set, which would be 2 points. However, if I were lucky enough to put that set together, they all have the lightning strike. So that would be 2 points times 2, which is 4. Not bad. In addition, if that wasn't enough for you to keep track of, there are also these numbers on the cards. So let's say I'm struggling with getting the families together, but I have 2 cards of a number. I could go for that and try to score based on having a full set of these magical spheres. So in this particular case, I would score this, and then I would get this number, which is the 2 points, which would be the lower number available. And then that combined, so let's say I had another dragon that had a number on them, I would score for the magic spheres as well as score for the dragons. That was certainly a lot to take in, but there is a handy dandy 1-page scoring sheet that sums all of that up in the rulebook. And finally, you have these 4 totems that are set aside, which will provide you opportunities for card manipulation. There are 4 different powers. So this hourglass over here allows you at one time to take a card from the discard and put it on top of the defender deck, setting up a hand. The eye allows you to search a deck for one property of a card and draw that property or put that property on top of the deck for future use. You have a card that can offer storage. So if I had a hand of cards and I don't feel like getting rid of it, so like this would be a nice big sphere over here, I could store that over there for later use. And here is a shield. Let's say I had a really bad hand and I didn't score up to the threshold or any of the thresholds that are available. I can turn this one over and give myself another round, basically. All of these totems are available once per game. And last and certainly least of the cards, so this is 49 cards that are good for you, 1 card that's bad. Here is the route card. You draw it, it makes you discard your whole hand. So another thing to think about as you are building your sets and pushing your luck. That's the full rule set. Let's jump into a full round playthrough. All right, let's jump in. As I said, I'm playing the easiest mode, the Dawn mode, with these 3 bosses. The thresholds are 22, 18, and 14. Can I at least get 14 in this playthrough? I've drawn my hand 3 cards, and they are the rainbow. This won't score anything. Guys, my decision. Okay, I have 2 of these cards, which are Magic Sphere cards. So I think I'm just going to get rid of that one and see if I can draw either another Magic Sphere card or begin to build one of these 2 sets. We have, okay, that is a rainbow. However, it is a 3 Magic Spheres. So we have 4, 3, and 2. 2 is not that much of a score. However, I mean, it does have the advantage of an early score, and then I can kind of reset and keep on going. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to score this. So how scoring works is, so I add it up. I only have 2 points over here. So I take 2 of the cards indicating 2 points, and they enter my scoring pile. So how do I know how many points I have? Well, how many cards are face down over here, and then I would discard the rest, and discard. All the cards are able to be searched at any time, so that is not a problem in terms of remembering what's coming up next. So we got, I got dragon, golem. So it looks like that I've already discarded a golem, or I've actually discarded 2 golems right there. So let's go ahead and lean into not golems. Come on. Okay, so here we go. That's, is it going to be a lot of golems in here? I'm probably not going to expect to score off of them, but let's see if I can score off of the other suits. Good Lord. See, this is what's going to happen in a game like this. This is... Okay, so this is pretty important because this is not a great card in terms of the ends, but a 5 is a pretty big number when it comes to doing the Magic Sphere. Do I want to save this card in the bottle over here and draw that again, or do I want to just get rid of it and try to get my dragon? So 5 is not the biggest number sphere, although I can pair a 5 with a 6, and then that third number, which hopefully would be something big like a 3 or a 4, would help me. So let me go ahead and do that. Let me just go ahead. I'm only playing the round anyway. So I'm going to use my 1 shot right there. So I cannot use that again. All right, let's see what I get. I get another end. Nope, we're not going to handle that. This is what happens. Okay, that's a 6. Oh my gosh. Do I pivot? So here's another thing. Look at my discard pile is just kind of gone against me. I could pivot and try to go for that because I don't think there's another 6 in the deck. I'm not, I haven't memorized the deck yet. I'm sure there's people out there that are going to memorize this deck and play a lot better. What a tough choice. Let's just go ahead and discard it. I feel so bad. I don't know if that's the right choice. So that's a 2. So I would have scored 2 points. I could do better than that. Okay, here's a 3. It is not a single-headed, so that is only worth 1 point. However, I can multiply that. 1 times 1 is 2 because it's all the same color. 2 points is not worth all of the cards that I got rid of. However, I don't think I have a choice. I don't know if it's worth continuing to mill the deck. Odds makers out there can tell me differently. So let's go ahead and score the 2 points. And I'm going to draw next one. The next one would have been an end, so that's probably not the worst thing that I could have done. All right, so I have two empty end cards and this fatty golem right there. Not that I want to play fatty golems because I have a whole bunch of the discard, but these empty end cards are really not worth it, especially because they have no number on the top. So let's go ahead and discard that. And another empty end card. See, that would score 0 points if I had those three. That is not going to work out for me. Okay. Oh, so this is a promising thing over here. I only need one more of these golem cards. So let's go ahead and get rid of a golem. I'll get rid of this ent and hope for a golem. Nope, that's the dragon that I was looking for. I'm probably going to get more dragons along the way. Yep, here comes some more dragons. There we go. Ooh, okay. This is a full set, which is 2. But they're not glowing. So do I want to score this? Yeah, let me go ahead and score this. Like you said, I'm trying to manage this discard. I'm already kind of like probably like 2/5 of the way through the game, which is not great. But let me go ahead and score these two. So I'm going to put this in 5. So I just kind of note what I have. That's going to be a 6. And I'm going to discard that one. So yeah, you don't have to keep track of it. The cards keep track of your score. So let's go ahead and draw. Oh, sorry about that. 3 cards. Ooh, okay. Oh, wow. The luck went against me and the luck went with me. Okay, so this is the single-headed dragons, which is 2. And then they're all the same color, which is times 2, which is 4. So I'm just going to go ahead and take what I have right now. If you need more cards, just take it from the discard and put it down right there. So that is, I have 5 points right there. And now I have another 5, which is 10. So I can at least defeat this 14. That will work out for me. Cool. So that's a sphere, another sphere, and yeah, an ent. So let's go ahead and get rid of the ent and see if I can score some spheres. 3. Okay. All right. That's not bad. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to discard this one and draw that one. So I could, the optimal option for this is to wait for a 6, because that'll be like 6, 5, 5, outscore the 5, which is a pretty good hand. Instead, I'm just going to, again, take the bird in hand because, I got that lucky hand. So let's build on it. So we have 13 right there. So that's 3 points. And we got 1, 2. So let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit to show my scoring pile. We got 5, 10, 13 that I'm working with right there. So let's go 1, 2, 3 once again. We have 2 shiny golems. I can definitely work with that. Let's go ahead and pick a card. Ooh, a 6. Oh, man. So maybe I could have used one of these cards to look for a better card. I don't know about that. You know what? Let's do that. So the optimal hand that I can get out of this would be 3 of these spikies with the shine to them, because there are 3 of those cards. However, that's where you have to remember what's happening or keep track of what disappears into the discard or the scoring pile. So if this card were in the deck, I could use the eye and try to fish it out. If this card were in the discard, I can use the hourglass. However, it's in the scoring pile. So I wouldn't be able to get the third of these. So let me go ahead and save those for a case where I know I can get the card that I need and score pretty big. So let's discard that and see if I can get something. Okay, that is something. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the bird of hand list. I've noticed that I've discarded a lot of golems, not many left, so I'm just going to take it. So we have 1, and then times 1 is 2. Let's go ahead and score 2. So that gets me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. I'm almost at scoring 18. I think I can get to the 18, maybe a little bit more by the end. All right, we got 1, 2, 3. Sorry for grabbing that 4th card over there. I promise I'm not cheating. Ah, okay, that's not bad. Drawing that right now because I'm not working on anything. I've definitely had chances or times where I have 2 excellent cards and this one makes me discard them all. So let's go ahead and just get rid of that root card and start again. All right, we have ents over there, and we have the empty ent, but there is a broadleaf, I think that's called. So let's go ahead and see if we could run and get the broadleaf. Nope, that's not going to work for me. Ooh, do I want to take 1? Oh, man, and it doesn't get me no multiplier. I mean, 1 doubled 1 is 1. Is it 2 times 1? No, 2 times 1 is 2. That will give me 2 points. but that's a 6. There's a lot to think about over there. So this would be 1 point. I don't think that 1 point is going to do me any good. I think that there are more Ents in the deck. How many? Well, this also matters too. 4, 5, 6. I have 7 cards left in the deck. So I probably only have 1, maybe 2 more scoring opportunities. So you know what? Let's go ahead and I'm going to inch towards 18. Let's go ahead and give 18 a goal. I'm going to discard this one. I can discard any of them. And let's just move on and try to get myself to 18. We got 1, 2, 3. I should have seen if I had known that there was so many more Ents in there, I could have done that a little bit differently. That is also 1 point. Am I crawling? Let's crawl. 1 point again. Yeah, they are not matching, but they are 3 end cards, so that gets discarded. All I need is 1 more point, and I have 4 cards in which to get that 1 point. Okay, dragon, 2-headed dragons. Okay, that's really good news. So we have 3 2-headed dragons. That's 2 points. They're not the same color. So let's just go ahead and put that down there. So that is 19 total points, and then I have to discard this last card, which is useless. 19 points total gets me defeating the second one. And then what would I do? I would take all of my cards, reshuffle, and then play another round. Final thoughts time. Freigard is not going to burn your brain. This is a simple, fast-flowing card experience, and for what it is, I mean, it really works. You can totally see this, playing this really quickly on an airplane, or if there was like an app version. There's so many different app games that are just like, breezy, take you 2 minutes and go through it. There are 2 particular mental skills that would help to have if you're going to score into the higher numbers, 22, and I showed you some of the other cards that are more than 22. First of all, the ability to card count. It's kind of a pain to know what's in discard, know what's in the score pile, the deck, and everything. So people who have just an innate sense of how much of there is of one thing, where it is, what's coming, etc., are definitely going to have an advantage over people who don't really have that and just kind of like playing as they go. Another one is a sense of calculating odds. So, what are the odds if I keep a number of cards, I discard that I'm going to improve my hand either in family or getting a better orb. So having a better sense of odds, when to take chances and when to score what you have is definitely going to help you there as well. Now for me, I don't have those particular skills as a solitaire player. My favorite solitaire games tend to be games with a little bit more randomness, multi-use cards, so I'm making decisions in the moment, as opposed to remembering what is the distribution structurally and then making my decisions within that. But if that kind of thing is your kind of fun, and if you like breezy solitaire experiences, then Freigard is very well constructed. The pedigree in terms of Reiner Knizia, Shadi Torbe making this game is absolutely unquestioned, and that is Freigard. This is Jason with the One Stop Co-op Shop. We will see you at the next stop.